Start laying on your back with hip release. Knees are bent. Allow one knee to open sideways. Lengthen the leg and then turn it back in, bending the knee back up. Do a couple directions one way and then reverse it with the same leg. Make sure the opposite hip and leg ribs are not moving and staying heavy on the floor. Repeat this on the other side. Then we do hip tilts. Tilt your tailbone into the floor and then reach the pubic bone to your nose. Make sure your rib cage stays heavy and then continue to roll up with the hips, pushing into the feet and making sure you're using the glutes to lift up. Double check that you're pushing into your big toe, pinky toe and heel. Moving into a figure 4 stretch, cross your ankle on your opposite knee, reach the heels away and reach the cross knee away from yourself, stretching the outside of the hip. Then from there you can do 2 stretches, either keep the figure 4 and tap that foot towards the floor. If you want more intense, cross the whole knee and then tap the inside of the knee. If you can stay there or just do a crossbody stretch, forward a bow and arrow on this side. Repeat it on the other side, crossing the other ankle, holding onto the back of the thigh. Ankle is reaching away, knee is reaching away from the body. Letting go and tapping to the floor twice. Or do your full cross body stretch. And then stay there, going into bow and arrow a few times as well, breathing at your own pace. Coming to a seated position, sit with your knees bent and roll halfway back, making really sure that you move through the pelvis and pulling the belly button and the lower core back in space. Really want to round that lower back. Hola. Turn over into hands and knees and then move into a cat-cow. Inhaling as you arch the back, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, pull the cord up. Make sure you stretch the tailbone away and then pull it all the way under, really moving through the hips and lower back. Next, move our leg reaches, so lengthen one leg away and lift that leg up. Make sure you're not turning with the hips and your ribs are staying nice and still. It's all coming from the glutes, nothing from the lower back. To block the ribs or the cord from moving, you can use 2 yoga blocks stacked up on another or maybe a small foam roller. Moving to donkey kicks, again using the glutes and keeping the hips very still. Ribs are not twisting, hips are staying stable. Repeat it on the other side. You could use a weight on your ankle if you want to increase the tension for the glute. After the leg lifts, go into donkey kick, reaching that heel up, making sure we're using the glutes. Don't go too high because we don't want to use the lower back. Then we go sideways into a fire hydrant, making sure that the knee stays as high or higher than the ankle. Make sure that the other hip is not reaching away or away from the body, like I'm demoing here, and the ribs are staying still. You could again use a yoga block or the foam roller underneath the ribs. Finish it with knee circles, really moving that leg all around in the hip socket. You can come down on 1 or 2 forearms and make sure you're mobilizing through the hip, not through the lower back. Crisscross your legs or sit in any comfortable position and take one hand over to the opposite knee. Turn and twist. Make sure you're reaching tall. Look over your back shoulder and repeat it on the other side. Going back down, lay on your back once more, and then we're gonna slide one foot or one hip. This is an adjustment for each individual side of the hips. I'm pushing one foot away and then pulling it towards me, as you can see as I'm indicating with my fingers. You're really making sure the other side stays still, and then you repeat it and switch to the other side. So go forward, back, forward, back. The foot don't actually move, or don't move that much. You're just pushing and pulling the leg away and to you. Pull your knees into your chest, hug them, and just roll side to side. Allow your head to come along. You can make this big or small. Then hold your big toe, ankle, or foot, and you go into happy baby again, rolling side to side. Finishing, hold your hands on your knees and make figure 8 circles. Your arms are the ones here moving the legs and the knees around. Your legs are just fully relaxed, allowing the mobility to happen from the arms. And that was it for this lower back and hip sequence. Have a good one.